Hello, everybody. We're going to talk about the global governance and artificial intelligence. And the question is the world ready? Here is going to talk Juan Camilo Castellanos, and this is my podcast. Questions that can't let me sleep. Here's the introduction. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's podcast. Today, we're going to discuss an increasingly important topic in global governance: the artificial intelligence, also known as AI. Artificial intelligence is transforming our world an incredible pace, from education and healthcare to business and security. AI is becoming part of our daily lives. However, its rapid development has also raised important questions about regulation, ethics, privacy, employment, and international cooperation. The central question for today's episode is the current system of global governance prepared to manage the challenges and opportunities created by artificial intelligence? To explore this question, I decided not to rely only my own opinion. Instead, I spoke with several people from different backgrounds, including university students, workers, and educators, to hear their perspectives. Throughout this episode, I will share their thoughts and connect them to broader discussions about global governance. To the ways countries, international organizations, business, and civil society work together to address problems that cross national borders. We can have examples including the international agreements, United Nations initiatives, global institutions, and cooperative frameworks. The artificial intelligence is becoming one of those issues that no country can fully manage alone. AI systems are developed in one country, trained on data from another, and used by people all over the world. This interconnected nature makes international cooperation increasingly important. Well, here is the opinion number one: a university student. One of the first people I spoke with was a university student named Laura. Laura said, "I think AI has many benefits, especially in education. Students can access information faster, improve their productivity, and learn new skills more efficiently. However, I am concerned that many people are using AI without understanding these limitations. Sometimes students trust AI-generated information without verifying whether it is accurate. I think governments and educational institutions should establish clearer guidelines." Well, there was the opinion of Laura, and Here I am going to talk about the Laura's opinion highlights and major challenges. For example, AI can improve access to information, but it can also spread misinformation if users rely on it blindly. This raises questions about responsibility. Who should regulate the AI-generated content? Should governments establish rules, or should technology companies regulate themselves? These questions remain at the center of international discussions. Well, now I'm going to talk the opinion number 2, a small business employee. Next, I spoke with Andres, who works in the commercial sector. This is a familiar, and Andres told me this. From my perspective, AI is making business more efficient. Many repetitive tasks can now be automated. This saves time and money. At the same time, I understand why some workers are worried. If companies can automate certain jobs, employees may fear losing their positions. I think governments should prepare workers for this change through education and training programs. Now, to me, Camilo, that is talking now, this concern is shared worldwide. Through history, technological revolutions have transformed labor markets. The challenge is ensuring that technological progress benefits society as a whole. Global governance discussions increasingly focus on how countries can cooperate to address workforce transitions and reduce inequalities created by technological challenges. Well, now is the third opinion, and in this case is going to be a teacher. I also spoke with a teacher who offered a different perspective. This teacher has the same name of the last one. He's called as Andres. The teacher said that I'm going to explain like if I was him talking. My biggest concern is not employment. My biggest concern is ethics. AI systems are making decisions that affect people's lives. For example, they can influence hiring process, financial services, healthcare, recommendations, and even criminal justice systems. If these systems contain biases, they can reinforce exciting inequalities. We need international standards to ensure fairness and accountability. Now, I think Camilo, in this case talking, thinks that this perspective introduces an important governance challenge. Many experts argue that AI should be developed according to shared ethical principles. However, different countries often have different values, priorities, and legal systems. As a result, creating universal standards is not an easy task. Yet many organizations are trying to establish common principles that can guide AI development worldwide. Now is the opinion number 4, a friend interested in technology. I also discussed this topic with a friend who follows technological developments closely. His name is Omar. My friend said, I think excessive regulation could slow innovation. Many of the technologies we enjoy today exist because companies were allowed to experiment and innovate. If governments impose too many restrictions, smaller companies might struggle to compete. There needs to be a balance between regulation and innovations. Now in this case, I'm going to talk as Camilo, and I think this argument is frequently heard here in policy debates. Supporters of lighter regulation often argue that innovation drives economic growth and technological progress. Meanwhile, supporters of stronger regulation emphasize the need to protect public interest. Finding the right balance remains one of the greatest challenges facing policymakers around the world. This is the last one opinion. That is opinion number 5 from a family member. Finally, I spoke with a family member who is not directly involved in technology. His name is Juan Carlos. And Juan Carlos said, "To be honest, I think many people are worried because they don't fully understand AI. Every time a new technological appears, people imagine the worst possible outcomes. Instead of being afraid, we shall focus on learning how to use these tools responsibly. Technology itself isn't good or bad. It depends on how humans use it." And as Camilo's opinion, as me in this moment, I think this is an interesting perspective because it reminds us that public perception plays a major role in governance. Governments and international organizations must not only apply the regulate technology but also educate citizens about its benefits and risks. Without public understanding, even well-designed policies may face resistance. Here, it is the international dimension that I want to specify. One issue that appear repeatedly during these conversations is the international nature of AI. Unlike many domestic policies, AI doesn't respect national borders. A company in one country can create a system that affects millions of users around the world. This creates challenges that individual governments cannot solve alone. For example, how should countries regulate AI-generated misinformation? Who is responsible when AI systems cause harm across borders? How can nations prevent an issue of AI attacks? Should there be international rules governing military applications of AI? These questions require cooperation among governments, international organizations, technology companies, researchers, and civil society. And in my personal reflection, after hearing these different perspectives, I noticed that most people agree on one thing. The artificial intelligence offers enormous opportunities, but at the same time it creates significant risks. The disagreement lies in determining who should manage those risks and how much regulation is appropriate. Personally, I believe global governance has an important role to play. No single country can effectively regulate a technology that operates across borders. International cooperation is essential, but however, Creating global agreement is difficult because countries have different economic interests, political systems, and strategic priorities. As a result, governance often moves more slowly than technological innovation. Well, to conclude, artificial intelligence to me represents both an opportunity and a challenge for a global governments. But well, some people prioritize innovation and others emphasize ethics, employment, or regulation. Despite this difference, there is a growing recognition that AI is a global issue requiring global solutions. Well, the only was that we know the future of AI is us, because us created, we created, and we are going to be the only ones to know their future. But that just depends the time, the priorities, and all the things that the people can say and apply this digital tool. Well, thank you for listening to today's episode. I hope this discussion has provided a deeper of understanding the relationships between artificial intelligence and global governance. See you next time.